Oh, stop it. How is everyone? Are we good? Everyone's good today? Geez, you guys really bring the energy today. This is awesome. I feel exactly the same way about you guys. And this lady just here. How are you? Have we met before? Are you sure? You seem happy about that.
I think I remember.
Thank you. I'll pay you later. So I've pictured this moment before, and I want to play just a little game. It's a thought experiment that we'll all play together, but you'll be the voice of the audience, okay? And your name? Nicole, good memory. Nicole, I have a deck of... imagine that we have a deck of cards here in my hand, and you can split them up between the 4 suits: clubs and spades, hearts and diamonds. Can you just imaginarily reach out and grab any 2 of those suits that you like? You're really doing it. That's great. Appreciate it. Which 2 suits have you taken from me?
Spades and diamonds.
Spades and diamonds. So all you've left me with are hearts and clubs. I have an imaginary table here. I'm going to put one of them on the table. Which suit would you like me to put on the table, hearts or clubs? Hearts. Leave the hearts there. Imagine I spread the hearts out. You can relax your hands now. Appreciate it. You guys are really great. Thank you. I spread the hearts out, and we're going to split them between the low hearts and the high hearts, okay? Low would be from ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. High would be 7 up to jack, queen, and king. Whichever one you pick is the one we will continue with. So would you like to use the low hearts or the high hearts?
High.
The high hearts. Bummer. Okay, so... the high hearts, okay? Now the high hearts, so you have 7 of hearts, 8 of hearts, 9, 10, jack, queen, king. Which specific card from those would you like to pick? And the one you pick is the one we will use.
And I need to tell you.
Yeah, I'm not a mind reader. You do have to... Thank you. Which one?
The 7 of hearts.
7 of hearts. That's your final choice. Stick with it. 7 of hearts. Now what is really interesting is before I came here to you guys, when I got off the plane, I actually placed the card in my jacket pocket here. What are the odds that we would have a perfect match? Ladies and gentlemen, now if we pause this moment for a second, because I have to confess something, this is not a real card. This is a blank card. This is, it's all up to your imagination, as they say. However, the real experiment was not to find the right card, but rather to create this moment. So right now, we are engaged with one another. We've broken the ice. I have your attention. You have my attention just the same. And right now, I could sell you anything because I have your attention right here. So I'd like to take this moment to talk to you about life insurance. Live your life carefree. And if you look at the slides, only kidding. Only kidding. Lock the doors, everyone. They can't get out. But let me ask you this question. Just put your hand up if you were already convinced that that was the 7 of hearts. Just show of hands if you're like, yep, he's got it. If you look around, that's everyone. Thank you. Sorry to disappoint. But isn't that a funny thing that you're already convinced that we'd had the right card before you'd seen it? And another way of looking at it is you were already sold before I could ask you to buy and actually prove it. So if I take a step back for a second, let me explain why I'm here. My name is Josh. I'm an illusionist and magician for a living. I perform at events around the country, but I also get to work with companies that want to seem unique when they're having a product launch or a store opening or producing online content. And for me, I get to use my tool as a magician to create a point of difference in their content to get people's attention. And the reason why I love doing that so much is because the art of selling and the art of magic are, to me, the same. The common threads between them are scarily similar. And if I was to ask you, what is a sale? To you, what is the definition of a sale? Thank you, just in your head, that's good. Appreciate the enthusiasm though, keep it coming. But the best answer I have come across for the definition of a sale is this. A sale is simply the transfer of enthusiasm from one person to another person. At its rawest form, that's it. It's literally taking what you're excited about and getting that person excited about it as well. Would you agree? 2 people. Good. Okay. I understand it's because I said not to shout out. My bad. But, so that's it. Just simply the transfer of enthusiasm. So if you think about it, no matter what industry you're in, we all do that. Obviously, at Lorraine, you'll have products and a service to sell, but even in your personal life, when you're convincing your friends of which movie to go and see, which restaurant to eat at, where to hide the body, there are all sorts of questions that you're going to sell that person on your idea and get them excited about it. So my point is that we're all in sales, and even me as a magician. So I believe that magicians have to sell one of the hardest products in the world. We have to sell magic. So we have to present something that your brain will try to tell you is not real, and yet we have to somehow convince you that it is real. And the only way for us to do that is to create an atmosphere so conducive for buying that we don't have to tell you it's magic, but rather if we engage you enough, you will convince yourself. So my goal is to be able to share these common threads of how we can actually enhance and create that atmosphere in everything we're doing, not just when we're selling our things at work. Hands up if you've ever done this. There's a classic way that we used to test who was a good salesperson, and they would say, sell me this pen. And if you've watched The Wolf of Wall Street, they do that very well. But the way I try to look at it is not about selling the pen per se, but rather if you can do something unique to begin with and then introduce the pen, you already have their attention. Am I still on fire? I'm good. Okay. Thank you. Good one. So my friends, what I would really like to do today is just to share with you those common threads between magic and sales. And if I can do my job right, then hopefully I can help change your perspective as well. Now, 2 things moving forward, 2 little disclaimers. I do use magic as my metaphor for each principle, so we are going to have a lot of fun, a lot of audience interaction. And secondly, what I would ask you to try and do is when you hear these ideas, that's exactly what I said. When you hear these ideas, try not to say to yourself, oh, I've heard this before, or I know this already. But rather ask yourself, how good am I at this? Because my goal is to help you think a little bit differently, increase by just 1%. Because as you know, if you increase by 1%, income-wise, in the long term, that is enormous. So we will start with some magic, but obviously, Nicole, yes? Still Nicole? Good. It's hard to remember lies, that's why I checked. We did kind of gyp you a little bit, but I promise I did actually have that feeling though that you had picked a card, but it wasn't, this is the gag, but I do actually have a card here, if you can see, that's been here from the start. Hopefully the camera can see this. Just build the suspense here. The card you said again was the?
7 of Hearts.
Still going with 7 of Hearts. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Nicole for the 7 of Hearts. Nicole, that was amazing. I'll pay you later. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a bit of fun, and for this first part, I'm going to invite 4 people onto the stage. We're going to play a little game, but what I want you to be aware of is try and figure out why we're playing this particular game. What is it using the metaphor for? So let's find 4 people. Let me go out and find who's going to be our lucky contestants today. If you look away from me, I can still see you, all right? Very good. I can tell you'll be fantastic. Would you mind coming up to help? Everyone will give you a big round of applause. Come on up. Thank you so much. Just make your way just up to the stage there. Very good. All right. Anyone like to help? You can put your hands up as well. Lovely. Would you like to help? You're looking very nervous. That would be great. Come on up. Everyone will give you a big round of peer pressure. Good. Lovely. And we'll go to the other side as well. We'll share the love a little bit. You're doing very well. Everyone loves you. Good stuff. All right. Oh, we have a gentleman here as well. Would you mind helping? They'll love you. Come on, Dion. Let's do it. And last but not least, we have a few people. Lovely. would you like to help? It'll be great. Come on up, come with me, we'll have some fun. All right, we have our 4 contestants. Let's give them a round of applause. Oh yeah. Come on up. So I understand you didn't know this was going to be happening. So what I've done is created a little warm-up for us to get you a little more relaxed to be on stage. Okay? Just take a little step to the side so you've got a bit of space. All we're going to do is a little handshaking warm-up. Just follow me, you'll be fine. Okay, so we'll play our hand warm-up music here. There we go. So just shake your hands out like this. Perfect. We've got to keep going with it, otherwise we look silly. Yeah, if we all do it, no one looks silly. We're going to go this way. Let's give it up for these guys. Amazing. But wait there. Okay, so here is our game, okay? I have here a mysterious cloth. Just calm down. Here's what we're going to do. Can you hold out your hands just like this, like you're about to catch a baby? Brilliant. I'm just going to pour these into your hands. Okay. Can you just tell everyone what you have?
Balls.
That is accurate. Thank you, Letitia. We have 5 different colored balls, okay? And all these balls are different colors, but the one that we really care about, we don't actually care about these ones, okay? The ones that we care about are here. Oh, you can relax now. Thank you. The ball that we really care about is this one, the golden ball. Can I get an ooh-ah? Thank you. You're the first crowd I almost didn't have to prompt for that. So we're going to place it in there as well. Here's the game. Each of you are going to reach in and take a ball. Now, this game is called Mr. Golden Balls. And the reason is... You all right, buddy? You good? Dion? All right. Comedy gold right there. I promise it's a good effect. Okay, so it's called Mr. Golden Balls. And the reason is, my grandma used to say that to me when I was young. To be a Mr. Golden Balls. And I thought that was ridiculous. But what it means is, in England, it's a common saying, an old saying, that means you're someone who can do no wrong, or you're someone who can tell no lie. Okay? So each of you will take a ball, and one of you will be left with the gold ball. But when you take one out, don't let us see which ball you have, okay? So just take it out like closed hand, and then have a little peek so you know which one you have. Make sense? Okay, we'll do that part first, and then we'll move along. So, go ahead, reach one out, make sure we don't see. Okay, very good. Go ahead, let me come across to you. Reach inside, make sure we don't see, just grab it for yourself. Very good. One for you. You're welcome. Dion, go for it. How's your day going?
Good.
It's good. Sorry about that. Okay. And that should leave us with one, which is the black ball. Very good. Now, you're all competing for a prize as well, so make sure you know what ball you have. I'll just stand forward so I can't see, but once you're happy with what you have, just give me a year. Okay, we'll assume you're done. Okay, now here are the rules of the game, okay? Laugh. These guys are great. Okay, now here's the thing. We're getting out of hand, but I love it. You guys are awesome. Here is the game. I'm going to ask you all a question, and you have to lie. You have to give me a false answer, okay? But if you have the gold ball, you must tell the truth. So whoever has the gold ball, you must tell the truth, but everyone else, you must lie. And the game is to pick the truth teller in the end, okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to ask 3 questions so that each time we can eliminate one person. Got it? All right, you guys are great. So, first question, I'll give you a second to think about it. The first question is, what is a funny / embarrassing moment from your life? Or something embarrassing that happened to you. Now remember, you're going to lie unless you're Mr. Golden Balls or Mrs. Golden Balls, okay? Brilliant. We'll start with Letitia, and I'll repeat it because it's just in the mic here, but what would be an embarrassing or funny moment?
Falling down the stairs in front of everyone.
Falling down the stairs in front of so that's recent. Okay, falling down the stairs in front of everyone. And you're okay, you're not limp, you're fine. Interesting. Okay, actually I'll come around this way. Theatrically, that's better. Your story?
Driving into a pole in a car park.
Driving into a pole in a car park. And what were you driving?
My car.
A car. Just checking. In Melbourne, maybe it's different, I don't know. So you drove into a pole in a car park.
Yeah.
And what did you do again?
Fell down the stairs.
Right, it's hard to remember lies, just want to check. Okay, good. Your funny or embarrassing moments?
Right now, it's pretty funny and embarrassing.
Right now it's pretty funny and embarrassing. See, that could be true. Okay. Mate, what's your story?
Exploding a chicken in a microwave.
Exploding a chicken in a microwave. I hope that is true, because that is awesome. Wow. Exploding a chicken, wow, okay, right. That's too, see, the thing is, that's almost too wild to say, like, you've really gone out there. So it's either really true or you're just, like, really crazy. Either way, it's good. I'm gonna say, though, if I had to pick for the first round, I'm gonna say being up here isn't as bad as we think. So I'm gonna say you were not Mr. Golden Balls. Show us the truth. Mr. Green Balls, thank you very much for helping. You may go back to your seats. That's one. Okay. Come on in. Okay, question number 2 is this. You good? All right. Question number 2 is, what is a interesting habit that you have? Yeah. Dion is gonna be gold, I can tell. You know, some people will chew their toenails, or they'll, you know, some people, etc. So, what is an annoying or funny habit that you might have?
Turning the light switch off twice before I leave a room.
Turning the light switch off twice before you leave a room, just to double check, just to, right. Valid. How about yourself?
Snoring when I'm awake.
Snoring when you're awake. That's brilliant. Snoring when you're awake. Is that just classified as groaning or still snoring?
No, snore.
Snoring, okay. Snoring.
I get accused of being asleep.
Okay. So switching off lights twice, snoring when you're awake. All right. Thank you for not snoring right now. Appreciate it. And Dion? Hang on. All right, give it to me. Yep.
Paper clips always have to face the same way in a container.
Paper clips always have to face the same way in a container. Does this annoy you, this paper clip? Let me retire that. You know, that'll never happen again to me, but that's okay. Right, I'm gonna say that the paperclip was actually an influence. I'm gonna say you're not Mr. Golden Balls. You saw that, used the story. Show us the truth. Mr. Pink Balls, give him a round of applause. Thank you, Dion. You are amazing. I release you. Thank you so much. Come to the front here. Come to the front. Come on. Dion, you are the man. That is great. Okay, easy one, this one. Remember, if you have the gold ball, tell the truth. If you don't, you lie. What is your favorite movie of all time?
Titanic.
Titanic. Okay. And you've had a little longer to think about it, so what is your favorite movie of all time?
Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing. Okay. I heard someone say 50 Shades. Fair enough. Okay. Dirty Dancing and Titanic. Right. So let's do this. Just stand apart just a little bit, and we're going to ask the audience who you think the truth teller is, okay? So you guys just watch the front, and I'm going to point. So hands up if you think this person is the truth teller. And hands up if you think this is the truth teller. Okay, hands up if you don't care. Get out. Okay, so for the first time, okay, just look forward again. From my experience, I think this is the truth teller. So for the first time, our Mrs. Golden Balls, can you reveal yourself now? And we have it! Brilliant. Thank you so much for playing. Give her a big round of applause. Thank you so much. I have a little gift for you, your own deck of cards, so you too can go and create your own magic. Go ahead. Let's give her another round of applause. Amazing. Wow. You guys are awesome. So, I would ask you this question. While that was fun, Dion, that was comedy gold, why did we play that game? It is a good icebreaker. But this is a metaphor for something super important in business, and it's something I'm sure, if you're here today, you probably do it well already. But if we analyze it just a little bit, what were we trying to do? Yes? Be authentic. Very good, very good. Be authentic. And in the scheme of the game, we were trying to find the golden ball. Okay? Now, what were we doing to find the golden ball? Very good. We were asking questions. If we had not asked any questions, we would just be guessing. And if you're just guessing, then there's no magic. Would you agree? Yeah. So in this game, the only way to find the golden ball is to ask the questions. And you're right, it has to be authentic questions, things about them. It can't just be random things that don't matter because it's going to be hard to tell anyway. So the golden ball represents your actual customer's needs, the actual thing that they want that will help them want to buy from you. And the other balls just represent, I guess, your assumptions or things that you might assume sometimes. And whenever we meet our customers, especially if you're trying to book a party and you want to find out what it is they want, the only way we get there or to build rapport is to ask them questions or to ask them smart questions. Exactly. And so, I'll just move that. So in this instance, we want to ask the right questions to get the right answers. It's an enigma to me that in Australia, especially if you go shopping in retail stores or where you're getting directly sold to, a lot of the time they don't ask questions, but rather there's a saying that telling is not selling. So sometimes people do a lot of telling, but not asking the questions to actually find out what it is that you want. And there's a funny thing with building rapport, and there's sometimes a misconception. Sometimes people think rapport is, finding the common ground to, make sure that you both have the same dog breed when you're growing up. And while that is important, that doesn't help you build actual rapport in a business sense because, and I'm sure you may have had this same story, there are some menswear stores I go into and the staff are quite young and they've been trained just to ask me things like what I'm up to this weekend and what am I up to tonight and all of these random things that have nothing to do with why I'm actually there. And it actually gets me pretty annoyed and I leave. And I think why they ask me those questions, because they don't really care, but it's the first thing they're asking me, what are you up to this weekend? I'm like, just looking at some shirts, But then there are stores that I love going into, and what they actually ask me is how they can help me, what I'm looking for, and then the questions they ask are affiliated with what I'm actually looking at, and they're the people I have actual rapport with. So sometimes rapport is just being able to efficiently sell something with the least amount of friction possible, or to deliver that info. And also asking smart questions. There is a term called a power question. And a power question is when you ask a question that the customer has never heard before, or it makes them think in a new way. It doesn't give them a chance to just say something that they already know. Like if I said what you had for breakfast, you know that. But if someone says to me, let's use Lorraine for example, let's say that they love cotton sheets. No, let's say they only like cotton sheets. You wouldn't then say, okay, here's just our cotton sheet range. A power question would be, tell me what you like about cotton sheets. And that gets them thinking about why they like them. And then when they tell you, it's because they're really easy to wash, because it might have nothing to do with how it feels, then you know, with your knowledge of what other products fit into it, what you can dive into next. Or if they say, even better, if they say they don't like something, if they say, I don't like rugs, a specific rug, then you would, instead of saying, what don't you like about it, you would say, oh, what would you change about it? And that gets them thinking again. They've never been asked that, and now you're prompting something different. And by asking questions that make them think differently, they also think differently of you as well. And they start to actually see you as unique and a different point of view. Who here does door-to-door selling, like to book their parties? Does anyone go like door-to-door to sort of promote themselves? You are a legend. The only person, let's give her a round of applause. That's awesome. Respect. Respect. And respect, because that's brutal. It's literally the coldest of all leads, where you can actually approach someone and try and sell them something, or sell them yourself, really. And the first time I tried this new technique was when I worked for an industrial printing company. So my job was to walk into these businesses and try to sell them these big printers that they would print contracts on. And for the most part, it's very mind-numbing. But when it comes to door-to-door, the reason people don't do it much is because it's a numbers game. If they have no idea who you are, it's a statistic. And in this industry I was in, you would have to talk to 100 businesses to find 2 that were interested. Now, technically, if you bring on 2 new customers every day, that is a success. The problem is most people don't want to talk to 100 people to get to those 2 every day. But what I was more interested in was those other 98 people that didn't care. And what I really wanted to figure out was how I can actually get them interested in me, even though they don't need the product. So this is what I did. I walked in, it was a Tuesday. The receptionist, I'll never forget, her name was Sally, and the phone rang. And I picked it up and I said, so what I said to her was, I gave her our brochure, and I said, oh, did I leave my business card on that brochure? And she's about to say that I didn't. Or rather, she's about to say, oh, no, you didn't, but it's okay, we'll just Google you if we need you. I don't know how you do it, that was really difficult. But instead, I stopped her and I leant in really close and I said, actually, don't worry, because I work in printing, let me print you a card right now. And instead, I pulled out my phone and I did this. And while that is cute, now she can take a photo, I got right in her face, and instead I did this. And I gave her that business card. There you are. So when that happened, she freaked out. Sally just jumped in the air. And to me, that was great. In magic, I'm used to people reacting. People react differently to magic. Some people react straight away. Some people are a bit more internal. And then there are some people that have no souls, okay? But 80% of the time, I started to get this kind of reaction. And what amazed me the most was the next day when I called Sally to follow up. Even though she started by saying, we're not interested, after I did that, when I called her, she remembered who I was. Not only did she remember who I was, but she had actually kept my business card as well. I had sold Sally my business card. I'd given her a reason to hang on to it. And that's why, and Eva did so well at the beginning to mention it, people can't buy your product or want to book parties with you until they book you, until they like you. So I would, if you write down anything today, I would just ask you to question yourself. What questions do you ask your potential customers? Are you asking them the questions that gets them thinking differently, or are you asking them things that are generic? And are you focusing on selling yourself first? Now, if I can leave you with a little tip, there are a few different types of tools you can use for engaging people. Obviously, I use magic, and I'm not expecting everyone to now become a magician, although that would be awesome. Recently, Google did bring me in to train some of their staff in magic, so it could be a whole new realm of salespeople, who knows. But there are many different ways. The main way is the questions you ask. there's a big tool that I'll come to in a second that I'm almost certain no one here uses. It's another enigma that people overlook. But it really comes down to this. Yes, magic is a performance art, but I equally believe that business is a performance art as well. There needs to be effort made in everything you do. And surprisingly, the more effort you put in, the more rewards you get out of it. It just depends on how much effort you want to put in. Like our friend here who goes door knocking to book parties, there's a reason that you're here. And so it also leads me to a beautiful point, a quote by a guy named Michael Porter from Harvard, who says this: "Don't compete to be the best, compete to be the most unique." Because sometimes in business, everyone's only competing to be the best. And when that happens, everyone's acting the same way, doing the same thing to get to the same point, and it promotes people being ordinary. But when you try to be unique and do your own thing, it creates a whole bunch of leaders and top performers because there's room for everyone. Because there's not one specific customer. People have all sorts of needs. So if you can be the person to go to because of your unique way of putting on a party or speaking to people, then you can dominate yourself. So another question, just to answer just to yourself, is if I asked you how much time you really put into what you do, what would the answer be? Because as we know, your success is directly predicated on the amount of time that you put in. Brilliant. So, that was pretty deep, wasn't it? The last tool I'll leave you with is this. You can all do this today. You can literally go home and do this right now to be seen as unique and different. And that is to change your voicemail. Okay? Put your hand up if your voicemail, and it's okay, if your voicemail says, "Hi, thanks for calling, can't get to the phone right now, leave me a message and I'll get back to you." If your voicemail is like that, just show of hands. Okay, so not as many people as I was thinking. That's great. Now, the thing with voicemails is the person calling they're not calling to leave a voice message, they're calling to talk to you. So they don't need to know that you're away on holiday, they don't need to know that you can't get to the phone right now because they know that. They just want to talk to you. And if everyone has the same voicemail, then you're not using your voicemail as a lead generation because you sound exactly the same. So let's say somebody wanted to book a Lorraine party and you're all here and you don't pick up your phones. If they hear that voicemail, they're just going to keep calling until someone answers. But if you pique their interest with saying something different, then you might get their attention. A few examples would be that you could say something funny like, "Hi, it's Trish here. I'm currently saving the world one party at a time. Leave a message and I'll help save your world as well." You could get a celebrity impressionist to leave your voicemail. That would be awesome, pretending they're your secretary. You could get you could actually get a customer, like a really happy customer, to leave like a testimonial type of voicemail, like, "Oh, sorry, they can't get to the phone. They're currently helping my party, giving my friends a great time. Leave a message. I know they'll make yours awesome as well." Or you could do something really weird like my voicemail, which I'll share with you. My voicemail says this: "I wish I could talk to you right now, but I can't. Please leave your credit card details followed by expiry and I'll get right back to you." Beep. Now that makes no sense as a sentence, but I will tell you, I get 80% more voicemails than I did prior. And it all starts, the voicemail, almost every time, begins with people laughing, saying, "I like your voicemail," giving me credit card details, and then they leave their message. I don't even need to be here today. So you see my point. Make it fun, make it creative, and actually make it a tool that you can use from now on, because it's something that I think is underutilized because people call to talk to us. Brilliant. So I need another volunteer, and we're going to grab someone right now to help with this next piece. Just one person. You look very excited. And okay, come on down. All right. Give her a round of applause. How are you? Lovely, thanks for coming. So let's do this. Let me pause this for a second. And what is your name?
Crystal.
Crystal. Everyone say hi, Crystal. They love you. Crystal, let me ask you, did you bring any playing cards with you today? No. Whew. Just calm down, everyone. Here we go. We have some cards. It's just a fancy way to bring cards out, that's all. Here we go. Make sure they're all different. They're all different? Yes. Okay. What we're going to try is this. That was pretty stupid. But Crystal, can you shuffle cards, just like this kind of thing? More or less. Give them a bit of a mix, just so you know they're not stuck together. And let me give you the whole deck. Sorry. Let's do that. I'm really sorry. There you go, Crystal. Go ahead, shuffle them. Did you see that at the back? It was like, it's like that. So what it was? There you go. Hang on. Nope, that's it. I'm a pack a day man, you see this. No more. I'm sorry, that was like a really cringy laugh then, wasn't it? Are you happy shuffling? I have no more jokes. Are you happy? Okay. Happy shuffling? Okay, perfect. Let's just check that they're all here, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50. Wow, presumptuous. I think it was 51. Hang on, I'll get it. 52, it's all good. 52, it's okay. Here's what we'll do. What month are you born in?
March.
March. And what day?
You're supposed to know this. 26.
26th of March.
Yep.
Sleep. Nothing. Okay, just checking. So everyone has a birthday card, okay? And 26th of March would be the 9 of diamonds. It's not a big deal, but now you know, 9 of diamonds. So just reach in, and lots of cards, obviously, that you've shuffled very well. And just reach in and grab one for me. As quick as you can, just grab a card, go for it, and have a look and show everyone your birthday card if you did get it. Crazy. 5 years of work and no one cares. All right, good. Anyway, okay, look, that's showing off. Crystal, I'm going to give you the whole deck. Can you just look through them and take out one that you like and give me the rest back? That's the fairest way to do this. Got it? Happy. Perfect. I'll give you a pen, and I just want you to sign your name nice and big on the face of the card, like this person did, but really, really big so everyone can see it, okay? Perfect. Okay, I'll step over this way, and I'll just make sure, I think I have something in this pocket. Perfect. I'll steal the pen back. That's how I got it. Okay. You guys get jokes. Oh, do you want to hit? Sorry, I was rude. You're okay. Just what it is just never sniff it this way. Much worse. Okay? I wasn't going to go there, but we went there, okay? So, Crystal, make sure to hold it at the front so everyone can see your card. I'll just look this way so I see it in the monitor. I'm dishonest in the most honest way. But show everyone the Ace of Diamonds. I've seen this trick before, it's okay. You've all seen the card, just say yes. Yes. Thank you. Your card. So, again, all our cards here. Go ahead, place it back face down for me. Perfect. I'll show everyone again. Brilliant. Now, we're going to do this. I'll do it slowly. There's a rule in magic which is never to repeat an effect, but we're going to break this 3 times today because I want to give you a chance to actually catch on to what's happening. So we'll leave the card here. And if you watch closely, your card actually left the deck in that moment. It went through the air and it actually landed inside my pocket. Wow. You picked Ace of Diamonds, yes? Amazing! They're not buying it, sorry. I should probably show you. Let's have a look at it again. Like this, you signed it just like that. Yes, you did, all right. That's number 1. Now here's the thing. If I actually break down how this happens, it's almost more impressive than it happening itself. So if Crystal's card is in the deck, what actually happens is it gets mixed around and then I shoot it into this pocket. Now, you can't see it because you have muggle eyes, and I do it very quick. But I'll do it slowly so that you'll actually see the card. So if you watch closely, you might actually see it jumping out, okay? So watch closely. Ace of diamonds. It jumps out, and I catch it as I reach into my pocket. And that's when I brought it out to that big applause before. Now, if I do it again, but fast, try to catch it, okay? A few of you saw it. Did you see it? Okay. We'll have a look. Make sure it... Sometimes they get the wrong card. That's not this time. Sometimes we get the wrong card. Perfect. Thank you. That was just for me. Now, you would never do this. You would never do this a third time. But for you guys, we'll do it under test conditions. Your card. No, it's okay. But what I will do is this. So you can see your card.
Yep.
Approximately how far down in the deck would you say this is, roughly? Which, yep, 1/3. Okay, 1/3. Okay, perfect. And the other thing is you can see that my sleeves are rolled, or they're not rolled up, but you can see that once I push the card in, nothing goes up or down my sleeve. Okay, so watch closely. Done. Your card is now in my pocket. But if I reach and take it out, you may think that somehow I'm sneaking it in there. But if someone else takes it out, much more impressive. Just to be clear, it's the outside pocket. Okay? So this outside pocket, can you reach inside and before you take anything out, just tell us if you can feel a card in there. Go ahead. Can you feel the card?
Yeah.
Yes or no? You can. Is it just one or more than one?
One.
You're having fun there. All right. One card. Go ahead. Pull it out. Hold it up. Show everyone. Did we get it? Wait. You said there's only one, didn't you? Hang on. There's a... What? Can you hold your hand up for a second? I think I know what's happened. What we've actually done is we've done this the wrong way. We've actually sent the entire deck into my pocket because in my hand crystal is only one card. And that is the Ace of Diamonds. Thank you. I'll swap. There you go. Thank you very much. Give Crystal a round of applause. Head on back. No, that's for you. That's for you. Wow. Any questions? Okay. So why did we play that game? Now, that was, first of all, just to give you a bit of an authentic feel of my approach to magic. I think while being technical, it has to be fun and you have to inject your personality. It can't just be all professional, if that makes sense. The key is to be half professional, half fun. And the other thing is this. There's a perception in magic that sometimes people think that magic is the entire performance. But really, the magic moment doesn't occur until the very end when you see that card taken out of the pocket and you get to see if it is correct or not. That's the actual magic moment. All the stuff before it is just showmanship. So what that means is the magic doesn't happen until the end. And when that happens, that's when you decide what you thought about it, whether you think that was magic or entertaining or crap or I'm a YouTuber later, whatever you think. It doesn't happen until that moment. And when you're thinking about that, that's when you are silent. So the thought of what magic is all happens in your mind, which means that magic doesn't happen in my hands, it happens in your mind. And the reason for showing you that is something I consider to be very, very strong in the world of magic, but equally the same in business, which we know as the magic bubble. And for a magician, once you get to that end point and the magic occurs, like you see the whole deck come out of my pocket, everyone is now in a bubble, this magical bubble. Now you're going to think about what you thought of what you just saw. You're going to decide if it's magic or entertaining or what have you. When that happens, it's my job to be as quiet as I can for as long as I can until I see my spectator react or speak or give some kind of impression, because as I said, some people take longer to react than others. If I speak too early, and if I rush through that whole routine too quickly, then you forget about what happened. And if I get to the end and you forget what happened, then no magic has occurred at all. So for me, the power of silence actually helps the magic occur. In business, it's the same thing, but it's said a little bit differently. So in magic, the saying is, magic doesn't happen in my hands, it happens in your mind. But in business, it's said like this. The selling happens with our words, but the buying takes place in the silence. It's the exact same thing. I was able to better myself as a magician by reading a sales book. Go figure. So what this means is, sometimes when we are selling a customer on something or presenting, where sometimes we speak too loudly or too quickly because we're uncomfortable with the silence. But what actually happens is if you can be silent and give them the opportunity to digest and think about what you've just presented, then you actually put them in a mental state more conducive for making a buying decision. If you ramble through everything too quickly and get to the end, and you haven't given them any time to think about it, then essentially we confuse them and we don't give them a chance to decide there and then. So when you hear someone say, oh, I'm going to go and think about it, half of the time it's because we haven't actually just waited and given them the time to think about it there and then. So what I thought I would try, because it's very well and good to say, be silent, right? But there are ways you can test it. When you're driving and you get to a set of lights, just stare at the car next to you. And try not to be the first one to brake, okay? They're going to look at you, just say nothing. If you're at the gym and someone's running on the treadmill, just jump up in front of them like this, just stare at the person on the treadmill. You will feel really awkward, but in the real life, that's the same feeling as when you're trying to sell something that's important to you and you're waiting for them to say something. It's the same feeling. And better yet, I thought we might try a little exercise right now. So where everyone is, in a moment, I'll explain what we'll do. In a moment, I'll get everyone just to stand up just where you are. And you're going to look at the person next to you, dead in the eyes, and we're going to do this for 10 seconds. Now, before you do it, I love your enthusiasm though. Every single group I've ever tried this with has failed as a whole. There's never been one group that can collectively just not break and say and laugh and snigger, because I understand the tension really does build up and you'll feel it. But let's see if you guys can be the first. So everyone stand up, okay? You're going to look at someone next to you, dead in the eyes. And we're going to start on my count, so find someone. And we're going to be silent. Remember, silent for 10 seconds. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, stop. Let it out for a second. I know you're waiting to. Now, hold up. So, two people did break, and that's okay. We're going to try it one more time. This time, look at someone else. Okay, look at someone else. We're going to try it one more time. So, look at someone else. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. And stop. Grab your seats. Give yourself a round of applause. Okay. So just... All right, everyone look right here. Just look at this point here. There we go. Just give me a yeah. And we're back. All right, so how did that feel? That is actually pretty nerve-wracking, even though I warned you that everyone as a group fails. That's okay. But you guys did really well. Only like 2 or 3 people broke. Now, I'm going to just to... This is really interesting. This lady right here, what is your name? Ashley. Ashley here has a unique quality, which I'll get to in a second, but you did break twice, like you laughed both times, right? Because it is nerve-wracking, yes? I want to see if we change the stakes a little, if it changes at all, okay? So just stand up for me. It ups the pressure, but it's in my best interest. We're going to play the game again, just you and I, okay? But if you can last 10 seconds, you get $50. Okay? 10 seconds, that's it. It's just you and me, okay? Eye contact is important. And go. That is for you. Give her a big round of applause. Well played. But can I just say, did it feel different that time? It was the same exercise, right? But somehow you did it this time, but the other times you laughed, right? The stakes were higher, right? So we all have this ability to do it. Clearly, you just showed us. But sometimes we don't utilize it all the time. Even when you're talking to your friends and you're telling each other about your day, when you can tell your part and then actually be silent and let them talk and not talk over them, that's the same thing. And what happens then is now you have a beautiful conversation with one another. So the power of silence is vital for actually selling products or booking parties, but even in your personal life when you're talking to your family and friends, it will enhance the way you communicate. And you can make money from it. Brilliant. So the power of silence. That's beautiful. Okay, we're going to find one more person now, because I have so much to show you in such little time. So we're going to find one more person. I'm almost tempted to grab Dion again because he was so good, but we're not. He's had his chance already. So let's find someone that really hasn't had a chance. This one's a bit nicer, a little different. Are you in the mood for some magic? Go away. Oh, let's come up then, Jody. Let's give Jody a big round of applause. Come on up. All right. Help you there. Brilliant. How are you, Jody? Are you well? Lovely. Everyone say hi, Jody. Welcome. Jody, we're going to try a little experiment, and I want to ask you, have you ever experienced any mind reading before? No. Okay. We're going to try and sync our minds up just a little bit, and then I want to try if we can, in fact, create an impossible moment of mind reading with the help of you as well, okay? Here's what we're going to do. To try this, and I suppose everyone can try this as well, just put your fingers out like this, like it's like a gun almost, and just with your fingers up like this. Okay, go ahead. And hey, is that a tattoo of a smiley face? That's awesome, awesome. So if the cameraman, if you can zoom in on Jody's index fingers here, what you're going to do is you're going to open your fingers like this. Very good. Make sure they're relaxed, but do let them follow with it. Then close them. Open them again. Close them. Open them. Close them. Open them. Now keep them open, and as you see my hands starting to close, imagine my hands are your fingers, and your fingers actually want to start closing. And the more you try to resist it, the harder it becomes until your fingers are completely closed. That is amazing. Everyone, you can relax as well. Very good. Well done. Hands up if your fingers did close. It's a weird feeling, and so you don't freak out. Oh, you can relax now as well. Thank you. What that actually is not actual psychic powers, but it's an induction test that hypnotists would use to see who is susceptible to being influenced. Okay? We're not going to hypnotize you, but just so you know, okay? But you did very well. Now, the second thing we'll do is this. I'm going to get you just to look forward, and I want, in a moment, it's just you and I up here, I'm going to get you to close your eyes so you can be aware of everything you can feel, okay? But you don't have to say anything until I ask you. Make sense? Okay? Take a deep breath in. Okay, breathe out, close your eyes. Okay. Little movement, sorry about that. Okay, open your eyes. In a loud voice, did you feel anything? A little bit. What did you feel? A little bit of movement. Did you feel any touching at all? On your back? How many times would you say? Twice. Let's give it a round of applause. This is getting a little freaky now. So they will explain to you later why that was so amazing, okay? You're doing really well. So that means we can now attempt this. Now, do you read much? You do. So I travel a lot, and I always grab the Time magazine. Fascinating. And I'll leave this with you at the end as well. But the important thing is there are many different words within the Time magazine. So we're going to try first to whittle down to a page, and then we're going to do something amazing. So I'll riffle through the pages like this. Whenever you like, Jody, just say stop.
Stop.
Okay, this has a lot of words on it. Good. Now, I'm going to tear this out. Can you just confirm to everyone that I am actually ripping this from this magazine? Okay, like this. And can you just complete the tear for me? Complete the tear. Brilliant. Hang on to that. Just so you know, it is from January's Time magazine. I'll give this to you. Feel free to read it later. It's just missing one page. But now, Jody, what we'll do is this. If you want to stand just here, and you can face me, but I'm going to have my... That's not going to work. You stand here. I'm going to have my back turned, so I don't see the monitor. So, one more turn. Lovely. And I'm going to face this way so I can't see what you're doing, okay? Well, what I'd like you to do is hold up the page like this, so it's long ways, and I want you to tear it in half. And just leave a little bit at the bottom there, so that when you... No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so I want you to hold up a piece in each hand, and in a moment, you're going to drop one piece. Now, don't let me influence you, but basically just drop the hand that feels right to you, and you'll be left with a piece, okay? But don't let me influence you. Just go ahead and drop one piece. Have you done that? All right, now turn it long ways again, the piece that you still have. Again, go ahead and tear that in half. Fantastic. Again, hold a side up in each hand, and then drop one piece. I think I heard a drop. Good. One more time. Turn it long ways. Tear it in half. Hold up one in each hand, and drop one piece. Now, you should be left with a page that still has maybe 100 words or so if you look on both sides. Is that right, Jody? Are you still there? So you still have that small piece. Now, I guess I can turn around from here. I'm far enough away that I can't see what's on it. I want you to look on both sides, and I'll turn around so you know what to do now. And I want you to pick a word on either of those sides just in your mind. Now, Jody, this is the last piece of magic we're going to do. So if you pick a word that's like the or of or is, pretty crap trick. So try to pick a word that's interesting, like 5 or more letters, okay? So go ahead and just let me know once you've done that. So lock that word in your mind. Now that piece you have left, fold it up and put it somewhere I'm not going to see if I turn around. And if everyone laughs, then I know where she's put it. All done? Done. Okay, perfect. Together, using our synced up minds, we're going to try to find Jody's word. You have not shown anyone else what the word you picked is. It only exists in your mind right now. Okay. Now, if I was to guess without asking any questions first, remember from earlier, this is what would happen. Okay, be honest. Is the word you're thinking of the word pineapple? No. That is freaking amazing. We're on track. Oh, yeah. What do you expect? Real mind reading? So, if you don't ask questions, you can't get to the answers. It's not like you can pluck a thought out of the air, okay? I can do magic, not miracles. Now, if we try for real, actually, you know what? I'm really curious to see, though, if there are any psychics here. Just think of the first letter of your word, like the letter at the start, because that only helps us somewhat. There's so many words that can be with every letter, but just the first letter. I want you to send that letter to the audience, and the audience, I want you to pick up on what letter Jody sends you, okay? So go ahead. Now, what's actually really easy is if you put both hands here, and you start that side, and you work your way to the other side, and everyone just intuitively have a letter pop into your mind, okay? Now, for the first time, you're only going to tell us the first letter, not the whole word. What was the first letter? L. Did anyone have L? Wow. Statistically, that is freaky. Well done. Okay, so We're going to try for the actual word now. Again, just look at me for a moment. Okay. That's how people think it happens. Okay, right. How am I doing so far? Pretty good? So far, so good. Okay. What do you usually have toast or cereal for breakfast? Ooh, either. Crazy. Okay. Can you just stare at them for a second? Give them the death stare. Okay. Brilliant. Now, Jody, I have a word. I want to show everyone else first so that I can't change my mind. So don't cheat. Don't look at the monitor yet. I'm just going to show everyone. Don't say it out loud. I'm just going to show you what word I believe she is thinking of. I mean, if it goes bad, you've seen other good magic. Right? Jody, for the first time out of a whole magazine from the Times, what word are you currently thinking of?
Lightning.
Lightning, exactly. That's exactly right. Give her a big round of applause. Thank you very much for helping. Jody, everybody. I can relax now. That was crazy. That was freaky. Now, the first thing is obviously I had to ask questions because if you ever see a mentalist or a mind reader, it doesn't exist where you can just pluck random thoughts. There's a lot of psychological influences that go into it. But the reason I want to show you that is because when I perform that piece of magic on stage, I don't explain all this stuff about having to ask questions. I just perform. And afterwards, people come up to me in awe. They're like, that is impossible. How are you able to do that? You just read her mind. And it's because they don't realize all the work that goes into it beforehand. And I think in business, it's the same in that sometimes you see the successful people and what they have and what they've achieved, but we forget to look at the journey they've gone through and what they've actually done in the process to get to that point. And in magic, there's a very famous saying by a very famous magician who performs as Penn and Teller, the duo. And Teller, the one who ironically doesn't speak in your show, he has a quote which really rings true to us as performers. And it's this: sometimes magic is just somebody going to far greater lengths to achieve something than you might expect them to. And why do I tell you that? I tell you that because in magic, that looks amazing. But what you don't understand, because that is a real-time magazine, but what you don't know is how much time I've spent with that magazine. And the ability to use mnemonics to remember certain things would bore you, but it's 2 years of no girlfriend, you can learn this kind of stuff. Okay? I have a girlfriend now, so luckily I learned it before, but I promise, I do. Yeah. So the thing is that, all the work that actually goes into it is scarily like too much time, but yet what people see is just the outcome. And what I would challenge you to do is to go to far greater lengths to achieve your success than people would expect you to as well, to create your own magic, your own success. And I know that sounds airy-fairy, but I promise you, if you go to greater lengths to do something for one of your customers or your clients, you surprise them with their favorite coffee and they had no idea you were going to get it, but you went out of your way. When you give it to them, they're going to react just like they saw a magic trick. They're going to go, they're going to be surprised. And when you can surprise someone, they're surprised because you've just done something they weren't expecting. So you've just broken the wall and engaged with them as well. So when you can do something for your customer or your clients or family in general that they weren't expecting you to do, that creates your own magic. So my friends, let me leave you with this. How far will you go to create your own magic? I'm Josh Norbido. Thank you very much for having me here. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'll see you later.